if you're watching this on YouTube, chances are you saw the title and you immediately had to check this out. Before I get into that, just as per usual, happy hump day, everyone. Let's get to my logo behind my act of kindness. First off, well, I mean, listen, again, you saw the title of the video. I think you can probably guess what the low is. My high is last night's episode of America's Got Talent was essentially like the best the greatest golden buzzers, which, you know what? I'm actually kind of glad that for all intents and purposes, last night's episode of America's Got Talent was essentially a clip show. But you know what? It's a good thing. I mean, I don't mind a clip show every now and again. But considering the subject matter for today, it probably is for the best that I use this video to talk about what I'm going to be talking about anyway. And my act of kindness was, not only have I held the door for some people yesterday, but as I was shopping yesterday, I was getting my shopping cart, and there was somebody behind me, so I grabbed the shopping cart, gave that shopping cart to them, and then I got my own. So yes, I gave someone a shopping cart. That was my act of kindness. As I was, holding the door for people and such. So, wow, I can't believe this is the third time I'm saying this. You saw the title of the video. You probably saw my short last night. You know what this is. It is with a broken heart that I say that the Prince of Darkness himself, Ozzy Osbourne, has passed on. I mean, the phrase, "there'll never be another so-and-so," is a phrase that, while it is often tossed around a lot, there's always a level of reverence and respect when people say such a thing. And it's no different for Ozzy Osbourne. There really won't ever be anyone like him ever again. There have been many people who have been inspired by his work and sometimes imitate his work. But it could never be duplicated. So, obviously I'm not going to sit here and, be sad for, his passing. In fact, the only thing I can do is go over my experiences with, Ozzy Osbourne, which starts off in, okay, I'm going to tell you right now, you would never be able to guess my first introduction to the Prince of Darkness himself. You'd never be able to guess it. It was 2004. Yeah, it was 2000. No. Wait, 2003. It was 2003. I'm sorry. It was 2003. It was the day I was still in middle school, and it was the day that I took my Spanish final. Now, the way it worked at Horseheads Middle School at that time was when it came to language finals, since there wasn't because Horseheads had the red team, the white team, the blue team, and the gold team. Like, no one Spanish teacher was for any given team. So if you took French, no matter what color team you're on, you all had to be together for your French final. If you took Latin, you all had to be together for the Latin final. So I took Spanish, So I, along with a good few hundred other students, took the Spanish final in that one hallway that is quite literally a study hall, specifically on the bottom floor of Forsyth Middle School. Some of you guys that are from the area know what I'm talking about. And I'll never forget that this was the Spanish final because, for starters, obviously this was finals week. Summer's quite literally around the corner. And in this case, I had the Spanish final that day. It was a Thursday. And my math final on Friday, and we get to go home. For the summer, like, literally within 24 hours, summer vacation would begin. How could I forget that? But that's not here nor there. My first introduction to Ozzy Osbourne was after the Spanish final, because, we all got done early. At this point, we're just waiting for, the buses to get here so they can take us home. So, pretty much, and obviously, like, after you took the final, you were done. You could go home. Or, you had to wait until, the buses could take you home. But you could pretty much go home after the final. So, all of us are, like, grouped together for the Spanish final. After we're all done, we get the final done, and we're all just pretty much shooting skeet. And because of the way that scheduling worked at Forsyth Middle School, there were people I really hadn't seen in a good while that I knew. Again, because, different teams, different schedules, all that stuff. So, a bunch of us go together, and tell me if you've heard this one before. A girl that I liked at the time, just like, because we're all sitting at the desk, she writes Ozzy on the back of this hand. To which I'm like, what is this? Ozzy. I don't know this. Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, to be honest, at the time I was just so enamored with the fact that a girl I liked actually noticed me. But yeah, that really was my first that was the first time I'd ever heard Ozzy Osbourne's name. I am not kidding. 2000, like June of 2003. That was the first time I heard Ozzy Osbourne's name. Crazy. This is how sheltered I was, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, first of all, Ozzy Osbourne is alliteration, which is awesome. So obviously I'm not gonna forget a name like that. But I still really had no idea who he was. A couple of years later, around the time that World of Warcraft was really starting to pick up steam and popularity, they started making commercials back where, like, log on to World of Warcraft, you can play as this character that looks like this one. For example, there was a Mr. T with the Mohawk grenade. I'm sure some World of Warcraft fans remember this. I don't know. But, naturally, Ozzy Osbourne had one of these commercials. And I'll never forget how it started out. It's like, I'm Ozzy Osbourne, I'm the Prince of Darkness. And then, like, it cuts to, like, World of Warcraft footage with World of Warcraft character looks like Ozzy Osbourne, being badass, which it was badass. And then, like, the director behind the camera was like, actually, Ozzy, the Lich King, is Prince of Darkness. And it cuts to Ozzy saying, maybe otherwise I'm bloody crazy train, but I've been the Prince of Darkness since 1979. And then, like, the Lich King attacks Ozzy Osbourne's character in the World of Warcraft photos, like, Sharon! World of Warcraft purchased today. I mean, listen, I'm not a World of Warcraft fan, I don't play World of Warcraft. But, man, they knew how to make good commercials. They really did. World of Warcraft at the time had really fun commercials. And speaking of commercials, that was ultimately, like, my introduction to Ozzy Osbourne. Like, I obviously knew he did music, didn't really listen to much of it, but my experience with Ozzy has been more on the fact that while he is a phenomenal singer, again, won't be anyone There'll never be anyone like him. His voice is a voice that will pass on through generations. We all know that, and we all love him for it. But a lot of people also won't see just because of his music, they won't take the time to notice that Ozzy Osbourne really was a great on-screen camera presence too. I mean, there was that commercial I just mentioned, and he did a lot of really good commercials too, like the Brisk iced tea commercial that Ozzy Osbourne did. Because if you don't know, Brisk did stop motion animation for their commercials, which, again, stop motion animation, it's very hard to do. It is very hard to do. Like, to this day, like, anyone who does stop motion, I have to, if I was wearing a hat, I'd be tipping it off to you. Because, like, I can't wrap my brain around some of the stuff that the stop motion artists do. Especially for the Ozzy Osbourne Brisk tea commercial. It's like, I want to tell you everything you need to know about how to know in just 35 seconds. Go, watch more television. Believe commercials. Boy, your chicken go on a cruise. Like, it was, the Brisk tea commercials were always so bizarre, funny, but, you know, but the one that Ozzy did was just great. If you haven't looked that up, it's really good. Like, that one, the Eminem one was great. I'll have to talk about that another time, though. But if we're talking about Ozzy Osbourne commercials, I couldn't talk about them without talking about, I mean, the ones I just mentioned before, I love those. And, like, you know, you can pretty much call it like a top 3 Ozzy Osbourne commercials in no particular order. But I couldn't talk about Ozzy Osbourne commercials without talking about the one he did for the Super Bowl a few years ago. They were introduction, because this is back in the day when, like, this is how long, it was 3G. Yeah, like, we're in 5G now. This is 3G. That's how long ago this was. And, obviously this is a commercial, so you can't take everything at face value, but, you know, Ozzy was being rather difficult to work, not difficult to work with, but he was, like, flooding the lifestyle. This is the full G. And, like basically Ozzy was screwing up the commercial and kind of being insubordinate in a way, but come on, it's Ozzy Osbourne, he can do whatever he wants. So, like, they get Justin Bieber to do the commercial, but Ozzy Osbourne is still in the background of the camera. Like, Ozzy's still okay. And then, it cuts to Justin Bieber. It's 6G, Bieber Fever. And then, it cuts to, Sharon Osbourne, Ozzy Osbourne's wife, Ozzy Osbourne himself. I think it was Sharon. I think it was Sharon Osbourne, I forget. Ozzy Osbourne himself, and it was good. And then the third guy in the middle is Justin Bieber in a disguise with like a goatee and stuff like that. So Sharon Osbourne goes, "What's a 6G?" And then Ozzy Osbourne goes, "What's a Bieber?" And then Justin Bieber in disguise, like, I don't know, kind of looks like a girl. That commercial still gets me every time. I love that. I mean, listen, it was a Super Bowl commercial, so obviously it was going to be entertaining. But to think, like, and that's the thing that most people aren't going to remember. Like, Ozzy Osbourne had great on-screen camera presence. I mean, if you ever watch Jack Black doing Ozzy Osbourne's introduction to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, he'll talk about, you know, the Osbournes. And I didn't watch the Osbournes, but I love that Jack Black said he invented reality TV. Probably the most evil thing he ever done. I mean, listen, it's Ozzy Osbourne. You know, you would think, like, reality TV, like, anything like that would be par for the course. If anything, it'd be underselling his, you know, metal greatness. You know? I I mean, obviously I do need to talk about his views. I mean, listen, I'm sure everyone within the sound of watching this video has heard Crazy Train at least once. They've been like a party or like a big foot. I mean, seriously, they'll play Crazy Train for like the sound, like the music as people are entering the Horseheads football stadium. You know, to get the crowd hyped up, you know? I mean, pretty much everyone's heard Crazy Train. For me, though, and this is funny, I really wouldn't hear of Ozzy Osbourne's music until like 2013, 2014. When 300 Rise of an Empire was being released and they were doing War Pigs in like the background music for the commercial, which, I mean, this is back when I was like a die-hard like workout warrior. Seriously, War Pigs is a great song to work out to. Of course, if you're looking to hear the generals gathered in their masses, full stop, War Pigs is like almost 8 minutes long. I think it's like 7:24 or something. You won't really hear those lyrics until like almost halfway through the song. Like the first half of that song is, you know, guitar solos. Very badass guitar solos, with guitar solos nonetheless. And then, you know, you hear Ozzy doing his thing. And that's the beauty of it. You know, Ozzy Osbourne is going to be a voice that will last for generations to come. And even right now, as I'm recording this video, I still can't help but think, I can't believe I'm actually talking about this. Like, Ozzy Osbourne was the voice of a generation that influenced a lot of people to love heavy metal. And the only thing we can do now is, you know, follow his example and his words of wisdom. And before I was, well, I mean, listen, Jack Black even said himself, at the end of the day, Ozzy Osbourne was a loving husband and father. I mean, listen, the whole Prince of Darkness thing, of course that part's kind of like a setup, a gimmick. I mean, lots of great artists do stuff like that. That's how people notice them. I should probably get myself a gimmick if I want people to notice me. But, yes. It's sad that Ozzy Osbourne is gone, but his music and his influence, they're going to last until the end of time. I said it in the beginning, the phrase, there will never be another like, insert person here, is tossed around a lot. And obviously it's meant out of reverence and respect when people do say that, even if it is said a lot. It couldn't apply to anyone more here. There will never be another Ozzy Osbourne. And it's sad that he's gone, but everyone's love for the guy is never going to go away. But that's just me. I hope you like this video. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, also social media. As always, I'm your home. These video for you guys watching Joe. Hopefully, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to me, I'm always be here to let you know. Always be back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.